Have you ever felt stuck, waiting for the perfect moment or ideal circumstances to chase your dreams? What if I told you that the key to unlocking your potential is already within your grasp? Theodore Roosevelt, the 26th President of the United States, once said, "Do what you can, where you are, with what you have." These words, spoken over a century ago, still resonate deeply in our fast-paced, ever-changing world. But who was Theodore Roosevelt? Known as the Bull Moose, he was a force of nature in American politics. A sickly child who transformed himself through sheer willpower, Roosevelt embodied the very essence of his quote. He became a cowboy, a soldier, a naturalist, and eventually, one of the most influential presidents in U.S. history. So what does this quote really mean? At its core, it's a call to action. It's about making the most of your current situation, regardless of perceived limitations. It's a reminder that waiting for perfect conditions often leads to missed opportunities. Let's break it down. Do what you can. This part emphasizes action. It's not about doing everything or achieving perfection. It's about taking that first step, however small it might seem. Where you are reminds us that we don't need to be in an ideal location or situation to start making progress. And, with what you have, encourages us to utilize our existing resources, skills, and connections. But how does this apply to our modern lives? Imagine Sarah, a young professional dreaming of starting her own business. She has a great idea, but keeps putting it off, thinking she needs more money, experience, or connections. Then she stumbles upon Roosevelt's quote. It hits her like a lightning bolt. She realizes she can start small, using her current skills and savings. She begins by offering her services part-time while keeping her day job. Gradually, her side hustle grows into a thriving business. Or consider Mark, a high school student passionate about environmental issues. He feels powerless to make a difference in his small town. But inspired by Roosevelt's words, he starts a recycling initiative at his school. It's not a global movement, but it's a start. And from that small beginning, his efforts expand, inspiring others and creating real change in his community. These examples show that you don't need to wait for ideal conditions. You can start right where you are, with whatever resources you have at your disposal. It's about taking that first step, however small it might seem. But let's be honest, it's not always easy to embrace this mindset. We live in a world of comparison, where social media constantly shows us others' highlight reels. It's tempting to think, if only I had their resources, their opportunities, their talent. But Roosevelt's quote challenges us to shift our focus from what we lack to what we already possess. So how can you apply this wisdom to your own life? Start by taking stock of your current resources. What skills do you have? What connections can you leverage? What tools are at your disposal? Then, look at your immediate environment. What opportunities exist right where you are? Next, set a goal. It doesn't have to be grand or life-changing. Remember, we're starting with what we can do now. Break that goal down into small, actionable steps. Then, and this is crucial, take action. Do something, anything, to move towards your goal. Remember, progress often looks less like a leap and more like a series of small steps. Each action, no matter how minor it might seem, builds momentum. It's like rolling a snowball down a hill. At first, the changes might be imperceptible, but over time they compound into something significant. Embracing this quote doesn't mean settling for less or giving up on big dreams. Instead, it's about starting the journey towards those dreams with what you have right now. It's about being resourceful, adaptable, and persistent. Imagine the impact if everyone listening right now decided to take action on something they've been putting off. The collective energy of all those small steps could change the world. So I challenge you. After this video ends, do one thing towards a goal you've been postponing. It could be as simple as making a phone call, writing the first paragraph of that book you've been meaning to start, or taking a 10-minute walk if you've been wanting to get fit. Remember, great achievements often have humble beginnings. Every expert was once a beginner. Every successful business started with a single sale. Every movement began with one person deciding to make a difference. Theodore Roosevelt's words remind us that we all have the power to create change, right here, right now. You don't need to wait for permission. You don't need perfect circumstances. You just need to start with what you have. So what will you do today, where you are, with what you have?